Hello everyone, today we are making these beautiful blackberry and apple heart pies, perfect for the winter time, and they are absolutely delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first I am starting off with some freshly cleaned blackberries and some sugar, and we're just going to melt this down. You can use any fruit you want. I literally just happen to have blackberries in my home. So I'm going in with some lemon juice and a little bit of water. I put all the measurements below. After a while, you will see the juice start to cook out the blackberries. It cooks really fast, so just watch it. And I'm just going to slowly start breaking them down. Don't worry about it turning into mush too much. It'll start to make sense soon. So I'm just breaking down each blackberry. And again, I'm just using random things that I have in my house. So I did end up putting some apples in them, and I wanted them to have like a thicker paste to it, so it wasn't just like jam. So the apples did kind of help turn it into more of like a solid kind of thing. But anyway, go ahead and add in some cut up apples. I just used one apple and I let that cook down. You honestly cannot even tell that it's in there anymore because they cook in with the juice. And then just let that cook down until it starts to get really, really thick like this. Once it is almost like a jam, you're going to go ahead and take this off the stove and let it cool down. And then you can place it in the fridge for a little bit while we work on our dough. And just remember that it'll still start to thicken up as it gets colder. So we're going to start with our flour and our food processor. I've also used a regular stand mixer, but I definitely would suggest a food processor. So we're going to add in most of our ingredients. We're going to add in the sugar, the salt, the eggs. The only thing that we're not adding in is our cold water. So you can place that aside. We're going to blend all of these items up first. We want the butter to look like this, very cut up and very cold. So let that sit in the fridge until you're ready to cut it up. Go ahead and add it in the processor. And we are going to blend this on high. And once your blender starts screaming at you and throwing up, okay, that means that you can go ahead and start pouring in the water. You'll tell because it'll start to get really loud and crazy. Just like that. And go ahead and pour the water in, and you'll see it start to calm down, and the dough will start to act like it's not upset with you. Once that is all mixed together, we are going to put this on a floured surface. Now this dough is very, very sticky, so just be aware that the amount of flour you put on there might not even help it, honestly. So go ahead and mix in that dough. I'm going to knead this just for another like 5 minutes, just to make sure everything is all together. And then we're going to place this in the fridge. And again, this after 5 minutes. I'm going to place it back in the fridge because we do have that cold butter in there, and our hands might have melted the butter a little bit. So we're going to put that back in the fridge, let that get cool, and we're going to preheat our oven to 400 and let that sit in the fridge for about another 10 minutes. Once your dough is nice and cool, we're going to take it back out. I split it in half just to make it easier to roll out. And just make sure you have all of your items ready to go. Your cookie cutter, your heart-shaped cutter, because we want to move as fast as we possibly can. Once your dough is rolled out as thick or as thin as you would like it, go ahead and get your cookie cutter. I definitely suggest using a big size because we're going to be cutting out a huge part of it with the heart shape. Once you have all your circles cut out, go ahead and remove the excess dough and put that aside. We're just going to knead it into the next batch. And I'm going to put in 2 hearts in the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and put my jam right on the flat surface. You do not want to put a heart in that one. And we're going to put the heart one on top of the blackberry jam. And we're going to press it down like how you would do an empanada. And I didn't put any water or anything like that. They kind of just stuck together. Then we're going to get our egg wash and wash that over the entire blackberry pie. And this is very important. It will give that nice crust. And then we're going to also add some sugar. You can also use brown sugar or turbinado to get that crust that's usually on top of pies. At this point, your oven should be warmed up and ready to go. So you're going to place that in the oven for about 25 minutes or until it is nice and brown. And then once you take that out, you can add your butter, your powdered sugar, whichever you like. I just decided to put a little bit of powdered sugar on top, and it was absolutely delicious. If you do want to make an icing for it, I do have a few icing recipes on my page, so you guys can check that out and let me know how you enjoyed it and which fruit you're using in your pies.